Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders, the great millstone, and salutation to the brothers who's pushing his word in truth and sincerity and with charity, and risking their lives and freedom to do so. This is your brother Yanagai, come from the great millstone, Chicago Camp, coming at you with another lesson. Low ones edifying. Quick scripture today. Pride is one hell of a drug. Like that nigga Rick James said, cocaine is one hell of a drug. Making him do shit out the ordinary. But pride is one hell of a drug. Got people doing shit, going above and beyond to get recognition, to feel some type of way, to feel good about themselves. And the scriptures, the Lord ain't dealing with pride, man. The Lord ain't dealing with pride. And just because you know a couple scriptures, and some heavy breakdowns, that don't mean anything. I done seen brothers, that can line up scriptures, I tell brothers, hey, get this scripture, get that scripture, call out this scripture, tell them to read it out in whichever order, and it all falls in perfectly, perfectly, man. And those brothers are no longer in the camp. And that's why, the meek shall inherit the earth. Remain humble. Hey, humble yourself as this little child, as the scripture says. The child's gonna sit back, observe, and soak in all the knowledge and information he can get. And you see brothers, move in the ranks. Only been here for a few years and moving up in the ranks fast. Now they feel some type of way, thinking that they're high ranking, elder, whatnot. Just because they have a title, of a deacon or a bishop, and they don't under falling off, man. Now you think something. When the scripture talks about he that leadeth unto his own understanding, it seemeth right. Seemeth right to a man, but ends up at the ways of death. Roughly paraphrasing. You got a Jake they had here in the camp that did just that, moved up heavy in the rankings, fast. Now he's spewing out madness. Pride is one hell of a drug, man. Couldn't take rebuke, couldn't humble down, couldn't take correction. No one is above correction. Especially when it's coming to breaking down the scriptures the wrong way. Now the Lord reveals something unto you, and now you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, the Lord is dealing with the lowly. This is 1 Corinthians 8:1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know. All right. Just remain humble. That apostles, elders, set a great example of doing so. You know, you got niggas, you know, get this knowledge and venture off, you know, just for filthy lucre's sake, man, and pervert the gospel. You got niggas that get into this thing looking at brothers sideways just because they know a few things. You know, we all one body. There's going to be something that a brother's going to know that the Lord revealed unto him that he hasn't revealed to the other brother yet. And there's something that the Lord revealed unto that brother that he hasn't revealed to you yet. We all one body. You know? So now let's puff it up. Remain humble. You know, this thing to feed the flock, to edify the flock. You know, not to boast ourselves up. You know, make us feel some type of way just because we know a few scriptures and a few breakdowns. We have a job to do in the fishes of men. Feed the elect, take care of the flock, man. You know, not over here trying to rule over one another. You know, but this is 1 Corinthians 8:1. Now it's touching things offered unto idols. We know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know. All right. So, Lord wants to edify scripture today. Until next time, I want to say shalom and a Bible ball.